Coco leaves. I have to step up. I have to stay up. And I had to watch this crap. It's 4:06 a.m. Monday Night Raw. Literally just got off the air. Welcome to this. This is ProWrestling.me and your weekly WWE Monday Night Raw review. Holy mother of God, was that boring. Such unimportance. This was a bona fide episode of WWE's main event. I've already reviewed last week's main event. Those matches were as important as tonight's matches. You know, if you look up and down, I mean, you had the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass. Well, I mean, why was that? There's nothing in importance there. You had the 6 men in the Money in the Bank just, oh, you faced him, you face him, you face him. Not if you win, you get this. If you lose, you get that. I'm literally sat here, borderline depressed. Please, someone help me out here. Put in the comments, was this show a win? Was this show a loss? Or was this show a tie? I'm giving it a weak tie. A very, 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 very weak tie. It was boring. This was the definition of a clock watcher. I must have stared at the clock on the bottom right-hand side of my laptop there at least 20 plus times. That's at least. It was just boring. Like, the content, like the three matches that involved the Money in the Bank ladder match participants, I thought were okay. There was nothing wrong with them. They got decent time. Just, Owens lost. And it was 50-50 booking, like, Owens lost, and then they had Ambrose go over by having Owens lose, and they had to get some heat back, so Owens pushed Ambrose off the ladder, and then Sami Zayn lost, and Cesaro got the win, which is actually the shocker of the night, to be honest. But Teddy Long came out, that was great, and then he kept coming out, and it was like, we get it. We get it. There's a brand extension. We now know Stephanie is the general manager of SmackDown, which obviously, well, assuming anyway, Shane McMahon will be in control of Raw. I will get down to the breakdown of Monday Night Raw. Just give me time. Results I'm reading off are WrestlingInc.com. We have no affiliation with them at all. They just their layout is really simple and basics to just straight read off of. But Coco's a lucky man for not having to sit through that. It was you could have crammed that into a 30-minute show, and you would have been fine. And that's an honest shit. I'm sat here in my dressing gown, guys. It's 4:08 a.m. I'm knackered, a Julian ratted. I will get to live comments after the review has been done. I want to get this rocked out by 1 hour and 52 minutes, because it'll be 7 a.m. That would mean I've been up for nearly 25 hours, okay? And this Englishman is very tired. So, tonight's Monday Night Raw opens up with Dean Ambrose coming out to the ring. Basically, it starts off with Alberto Del Rio on the ladder, Cesaro on the ladder, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, and Dean Ambrose. They're basically all on the top of the ladder. And they cut promos. It's just very funny. It's all entertaining. They take shots at each other, and then all of a sudden they start brawling. It's a fight, blah, 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 blah. It's all good, and then Teddy Long's music hits. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I actually popped for it pretty huge. I marked out. Teddy says he's here to take SmackDown to the new live era. He does a promo. Well, he tries it. I don't know if this is on purpose or him just stinking the joint, and I mean stinking it so bad that you will never be able to use it again. Was that planned? If it was planned, it was very funny and very entertaining. If not, Teddy Long, what has happened to you, my son? What have you been smoking? And how did you let on get? Oh, good. Anyway, everyone's confused. Stephanie McMahon comes to the stage and acknowledges what he said makes no sense. He calls her baby girl, and she's not his baby girl, she says. Stephanie respects Teddy's tenure, but says they haven't made any decisions on who will be running SmackDown yet, even though about an hour and a half later they do. But Shane's not there for them to talk. And we've seen she hasn't been on the phone to him because she was on the phone to marketing team. Loophole City, but surprise, surprise. Teddy says he doesn't have time for Stephanie, wants to know where Shane McMahon is. Stephanie says Shane is not here tonight because he's on vacation. Oh, that's great, well explained, fucking hell. Stephanie sends Teddy to the back with no music and announces Sami versus Del Rio, Ambrose versus Owens, Jericho versus Cesaro for tonight, which will be the first match, that being Cesaro and Chris Jericho. It only went 13 minutes, which for a Monday Night Raw promo is actually pretty damn short, but there's no reason for these matches rather than, there's 6 guys in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Instead of having a storyline involving them, we're just gonna pair them together. Last week it was the 6-man tag. What is going on? Can we have someone attack someone backstage? Can we have something go on, please? Disgrace. This is meant to be the top tier. This is meant to be the big. This is where everyone should want to be. This is the Monday Night Raw, and quite frankly, it's damn written by damn imbecilic sacks of shit. Every one of those writers should go apologize to every great writer. They should go apologize to those Taz. I want those writers right now to go apologize to Cesaro, to Chris Jericho, to Kevin Owens, to These guys are involved in a feud over a World Championship briefcase, and they all stood on top of a ladder cutting a promo for 5 minutes. No one hit anyone. It was all cheesy. It was all goofy. If you're under the age of 12, you might have found that highly entertaining. I liked Teddy Long coming out. I'm going to be honest. I did enjoy that. That was very enjoyable. Go back and watch Teddy Long come out. He got a good pop as well, which is good to see. But it's just so, like, what was the point of having Teddy Long come out? He came out. He got sent away. Oh, God. It's Cesaro versus Jericho. It was decent. The match ended when Cesaro went for a springboard. No, I phrased that. That was a nice spot, actually. Cesaro went for a springboard and Jericho hit a co-breaker. That was really, really nice. But this, again, went through a few commercials. And I'm sat there like, we had a commercial before the match, and we have a commercial during the match. It's like, come on. At least this is props to TNA here. I bet you weren't expecting this on a Monday Night Raw review. Props to TNA. At least what they do is they never, ever have commercial breaks during wrestling matches. Lucha Underground never has commercial breaks during wrestling matches. Ring of Honor do if it's the main event and says the conclusion of the main event will be back. And that's because, excuse me, the main event usually goes 30 plus minutes. Here, there's no excuse for that. It's just they have no interest in this at all, and it doesn't matter. Cesaro won with the sharpshooter. Who gives a shit? If you dare use the excuse, he builds momentum, because then he might get the win. No, it's a luck. If it was a 6-man wrestling match, then sure, this isn't a wrestling match. This is a ladder match. You climb the ladder. It's not about who has the most wins heading into the event. It's just you're climbing a ladder. Why couldn't you have had Jericho the show? Rip the shit out, Cesaro, and I mean ripping. Have Cesaro come out and say, "Don't you dare talk about me like that, you son of a bitch." Slap. Big brawl, separated, and then Stephanie comes out and say, "You two, you're going to fight tonight, and you're going to fight right now." And then boom, they have the match. It means something because there's animosity, there's hatred involved. It's just wrestling for wrestling's sake. It's wrestling because they are involved in the ladder match. It's so damn basic, and it's not, sometimes we say, I wish they went back to the basics. This is beyond basic. This is beyond elementary. This is beyond, I reckon a kid who hasn't even been born yet could have written a better story than that. Joke. Then we get the first of 16,000 replays of Big Match John and the club from last week. Yes, we get it. AJ Styles attack scene. Let's move on. We also have a pretty damn slick Seth Rollins rehab and recovery video. It's a pretty good video, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. Then we had Rusev versus Jack Swagger. Big pop for Jack Swagger. Obviously, it was part of his hometown of Oklahoma. Again, Titus O'Neil's on commentary. Coco's a fan of Titus O'Neil because of the Florida Gators, which is either an NFL or a NBA. I guess he talked about Maiden a lot, so I'm guessing NFL. But we have now established that the US Championship is for low mid-carders. IC's for mid-carders. The World Championship's the main event. This clarifies it. Jack Swagger, Rusev, and Titus O'Neil involved in a rivalry. They protected Jack Swagger for some particular reason. They had Rusev win by count-out. I don't know if it was because it was in their hometown. But think about this. Rusev wins dominantly with his camel clutch, or the accolade, whatever the fuck it's called. He yanks it back really high. He's getting heel heat here because, how about this? Instead of doing a count out and trying to protect, how about this? You're not going to do anything with Jack Swagger. You're not. Don't give me that bullshit. What you should have done is Rusev apply the accolade. Yank it back to the point. Swagger's tapping, tap. Have Titus O'Neil, then, the crowd are booing. Boo, that's my hometown boy. That's Jack Swagger. Don't you dare do that to him. Boo, you suck. Wanker, Rusev. Fuck you. And then Titus O'Neil comes running in. He then starts beating on Rusev, and then Rusev runs away with the belt in hand. That's heel heat. That'll get the babyface pop with Titus. Then if they wanted to pop at the end, Tyson could have helped him up, and then he could have done the We the People. Everyone ends happy. You know, you're not protecting Swagger for any purpose. It was a waste of a protection. It was a waste. Throw the protection away. There was no need for it. You'd have got heel heat. What heat was that? Did you get on Rusev? Oh, he won by countout. No, you should. He's your United States champion. He should beat a guy like Jack Swagger. This is just bollocks. How difficult was it to have Rusev accolade, Swagger taps, but Rusev doesn't let go because he's a heel, getting insane heel heat because that's his hometown, and then Titus O'Neil comes in, makes a save, gets Titus O'Neil over, and then you have a match where it's an over guy versus a guy with heel heat for a championship where the champion is dominant. That took 5 seconds of thought. What did they do? One by count out, and then it was a brawl, and then, well, just fuck off. This is disgusting. Oh, Jesus Christ. Big Match John comes out. This is, I enjoyed this. I've been a bit negative Nelly. I'm tired, I'm ratty, like a caged animal ready to be unleashed, but I did enjoy this. We have a Big Match John come out. He talks about how big the moment was with him and AJ Styles in the ring last week. Cena gets the crowd going with a fuel-jolting chant and said he's only had electricity like last week with one man, The Rock. Kind of a strange reaction there from the crowd anyway. Cena says The Rock and Styles have very different career paths, but that does not change the energy they had. Cena says a lot of people, though, it was a moment that would never happen. Not though. Cena calls Styles to the ring. Styles, Gallows, Anderson come out. Basically, they have a war. It's such a long-winded paragraph there. It's like that long. To take that into context, if you just literally click the video live. Basically, they had a promo war. AJ basically said, look, you're the barrier, and that's why I've got the club with me. Cena actually calls them the Bullet Club, which obviously, if that was anyone else, they'll get in trouble, but it's Big Match John. He can do no wrong. Jesus H. Christ on the down popsicle stick. It was a decent promo battle, but it did one thing. One thing. It made me care about the wrestling match at the pay-per-view or the network special. It made me want to see AJ kick John Cena's ass. Or if you look at it from the other way, if you're a John Cena fan, it would have made you want to see John Cena kick AJ Styles' ass. They did not physically touch. This whole, apart from at the end of the show where AJ may have got a few right hands in there, they didn't touch, really. And that's what I want. I don't want any physical. Next week, I either want a massive brawl pull apart, like get everyone on the roster to separate them like Brock Lesnar and Taker last year, or B, they do not touch at all. One or the other. And I'm kind of disappointed that this isn't a WrestleMania, but you know, I'll take it, and I guarantee this is going to be the best of 3. AJ's going to get the win in Money in the Bank. Cena's going to get his win at Battleground, and then we're going to get a best of 3 at the SummerSlam event. Makes sense to me. I'll just wish there was one and we built it slowly, you know, slow burner. They can hardly book a fucking Monday Night Raw. How am I expecting them? But it was a good promo. It really, really was, and I'm looking forward to seeing AJ Styles. It was one of those let it sink in moments that you're about to watch that. It was really, really fucking good. We had Enzo More and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains. Again, the purpose of this is was it for a number contendership? No, it was just wrestling for wrestling's sake. More and Cassidy did cut a pretty damn good promo before the match, you know, rhyming and everything. Really, he's really charismatic. Really, really becoming a fan of More and Cassidy. If you remember back down in their NXT days when we used to talk about him on the programs, I was never really a fan of them, but they're starting to grow on me now. I'm more of a pro wrestling fan than sports entertainment. I will, you know, when I watch Raw, I try to watch it as a sports, and there is such a difference. There is such a difference between sports entertainment and professional wrestling. There is such a difference. You know, when you're in the mindset of, you know, a Ring of Honor, of a New Japan, and then you have to switch that brain off, switch the wrestling brain, switch the wrestling mentality out. Heels, babyface, don't matter. Heel heat, doesn't matter. Commercial break during wrestling matches because they mean that little. You know, and, it's just, these guys are entertaining. They're entertaining as fuck, and I've now opened my eyes to it, and I can appreciate it. They're not my cup of tea. I personally would not pay a ticket to see them. I'd pay a ticket to see their entrance, but I have no interest in them in the ring. I'm going to be honest. I have zero interest in More and Cassie in the ring. I enjoy their promo work. I really do, but when it comes to in-ring work, I'm not excited for their matches. I don't care. Heel heat, bring it on. Then a good spot in the match, though, which was really good, is English did the spot where, if you remember, at Payback got through Amore really hard in the ropes, obviously suffered the concussion. They did that spot again. I don't particularly want to see that happen all the time, but considering the story that was being told about the idea of, hey, look, we took you out, blah, 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 it actually made sense, and that was pretty damn good storytelling from the team there. And then basically what happened is he saw that. This was awful. Like, this is the second DQ of the night, and we've only had 3 matches. That says it all. So Cass sees that, and then he starts beating on English in the corner. The ref tries to stop him. Nothing. He just carries on beating him. The ref rings the bell. Why didn't the ref go, break it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ring the bell? No, he just rang the bell. So technically it shouldn't have actually been a disqualification. I did not see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count, which is the official rules for a wrestling match. But again, wrestling rules. Dude, it scares me. Like, it scares me how poorly these shows are written. Like, just take a minute and just realize that they just rang the bell because Cass was beating him in the corner. There was no, break it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like every single other company, they did it on this show. I expect. Do the referees not know the rules? John Cone, you toilet. Fucking, just things like that really fuck me off. You could have got 1, 2, 3, and the crowd had gone like, no, get off him. Get some emotion from the crowd. Always they sit there like, oh, boo, disqualification, boo. Fuck off. And then Cass beats the shit out of him. We have a promo backstage with Sami Zayn. Tom Phillips still has a job. Good man. He asks if Sami Zayn considered himself an underdog in the match with Alberto Del Rio tonight. Sami talks about Del Rio already winning Money in the Bank, but he knows he can beat Del Rio. Del Rio walks in, taunts Sami before walking off. Yeah, that was exciting as it gets. We have like one of the 50th Muhammad Ali tributes, very classy. Then have another backstage segment with Teddy Long. He comes in dancing, listening to his theme song. It's entertaining. He suggests the idea of a fatal 4-way match with Vaudevillains, Amore and Cass, New Day, and the club. And then they go. She goes, no, you don't work here, get out. He leaves, then she phones up marketing and says, I'm genius, fatal 4-way. Right. Amore and Cassidy just lost via DQ. Vaudevillains have not won a match. They lost on main event. They don't count that DQ as a win. They haven't won cleanly since before Extreme Rules. And now they're again involved in the championship match for some particular reason. It's just so damn... I give up. Sami Zayn Alberto Del Rio, decent match. Del Rio gets the win with that stupid double stomp in the corner. Why he doesn't use the cross arm breaker, I don't know, or even that damn super kick that JBO used to call. The super kick that won him the world championship. I enjoyed that. But again, I was shocked. They didn't protect Sami. I know his gimmick is and his character is that he's the underdog, and I get that. I understand that. But to not protect him when you've protected everyone else, Chris Jericho does not need protecting at all. Sami Zayn, you need to protect. I'm shocked they gave up. When Del Rio hit that stomp in the corner, I'm like, okay, he's going to kick out. And he didn't. I was like, whoa, all right. Fucking shock. And like, no heel heat afterwards. He just won. No beat down or any get heel heat or to be silly. You have Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. At least they protected Kevin Owens. And here you had Ambrose get the one with the dirty deeds, and then Owens attacked him, pushed him off the ladder to end that segment. It was okay. I did enjoy the splash off the apron to the floor though. That was really nice. And the actual end sequence was pretty awesome because Owens just picked him up. He went for the proper powerbomb, but Ambrose kind of like pulled back and then transitioned really nicely to the dirty deeds. That was pretty nice. I did enjoy it. It was a decent match, but the issue is we've seen this so many times. TLC, Royal Rumble. I've seen it live in London at the O2 Arena a month or so ago on Raw, and now we're again on Raw. Why are we having this match? Because they're involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match, not because, at least do something stupid like Kevin Owens say, Dean, like, you were a fucking crazy, like, just do something, please. Oh, they're just wrestling for wrestling's sake. Ambrose then I've already talked about that. Then we have Charlotte come out. She comes out. She apologizes to Ric Flair 2 weeks later. I'm pretty sure she could have done this last week. She basically apologized to Ric Flair for what she said in that shoot style promo. Natalya and Becky Lynch come out. They try to persuade Dana Brooke to, hey, look, she's a bitch. She's a nasty piece of work. Come with us. Dana Brooke slowly but surely walks behind Natalya and Becky Lynch, but then she attacks Natalya and attacks Becky Lynch. They get some heel heat. Charlotte's wrenching her in like a really strange hold, actually. It looked like a dragon sleeper, but canvas and unlocked. It was a pretty sweet little move there. Getting heel heat on the women's champion. You know, making me want to see Becky Lynch and Natalya. Sorry, I'm very tired. It's 4:26 a.m. You got to excuse me. I really, really wanted to see Natalya and Becky Lynch batter the shit out of Dana Brooke. Then they smartly advertised after Becky Lynch versus Dana Brooke on SmackDown. You'll get that, which you have to watch SmackDown on USA Thursday night. Smart, good stuff. And, you know, the promo was decent from everyone. This is when the clock watching really started. We had Tyler Breeze versus R-Truth. Like, it was superstars. Like, we have superstars for this. Jesus, they start brawling, and then all of a sudden Teddy Long music hits. W security comes, they rush Teddy out, and it was just, he makes a tag match, but he has no power. But if he has no power, how did he make it through the curtain? I don't get it. Then we have the Club versus the New Day in the main event. Decent match, really actually good match of the night for sure. Really enjoyed this, and then after the Styles hit, Xavier Woods with a Styles clash on the floor, which really, really was nasty, and I mean nasty, really nailed it. And then obviously there was a nice Pele on the floor with the big boot to Big E. It basically essentially turned down to a 3-on-2 handicap match because Xavier Woods got taken out. Excuse me. And then John Cena came out to make the save after the Styles got the win with the phenomenal forearm. And then Cena beat Gallows, beat Anderson, and then Styles took him out with a big punch. Styles punch. Cena then goes to punch AJ, but AJ rolls out of dodge because you're not going to see much physical altercation minus a few punches between the two. Big E, big ending. Cena, AA, send the crowd happy. Club one side on the ramp. New Day in the ring. Stare down between Styles and Cena to close the show, making you want to see them wrestle. Give it a weak tie. I did enjoy the main event. Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose was a decent match. The women's segment made sense. The Teddy Long stuff made no sense. It was, it was pop-worthy. It was mark-out moment at the start. Then it just got, okay, we get it. Holla, holla. Oh, yeah, we get it. Okay, we get it. Stephanie, just awful acting as usual. The camera cutting, I can't. Watch it again. Watch how many times it's like hard camera, then it'll go there, then it'll go hard camera, then it'll go back. Ambrose does suicide dive. It's like, there we go. Oh no, now we're that side, now we're this side, now we're hard camera. It's like, actually watch it. If you think about it, do this for me. When we finish this show, actually watch the Monday Night Raw. Don't watch it all. I don't want you to fucking end up hurting yourself. And watch the camera cutting. I guarantee you it will hurt your eyes. If you actually look for it and look out for it, I guarantee it will hurt your eyes because it hurt mine. I'm going to get some live comments. Let's see if we have any live comments. Dun, 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 7 likes, 0 dislikes. That's what we like to see. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's get a live chat. Oh, Jesus Christ. No link to call. Okay, no, I'm trying to get this one done as ASAP. I'm fucking knackered. I've already had work today. I just sat through 3 hours and 5 minutes of Monday Night Raw. I'm battered, and it's 4:30 a.m. I'll hopefully get this done in an hour or so. He'll give it a tie. I give it a weak tie to the boss. Adrian Carmenetti gives it a weak tie. Will AJ beat Cena at Money in the Bank? My prediction for this whole storyline is AJ wins a Money in the Bank, Cena wins a Battleground, and then they have a third match where Cena's going to win. I'd rather see two 3 matches, Del Rio versus Zayn versus Ambrose, than Cesaro, Owens, and Jericho. Could work, I think. But again, this is the problem. It's just, those 6 men who are Money in the Bank, let's just shove them in. How about you make things personal with these guys? It's just, there's nothing going on. It's depressing. Someone grab some other mitts and a dumpster because that was hot garbage. That's from Daniel Price. Yes, my man, I agree. Raymond Stanley, hey, the King of Porn style can look forward to NXT on Wednesday. Yeah, me too. But as soon as he said it, there was Bullet Club banner in the background. At LK, the ladder promo was ridiculous garbage. Agreed. Raymond Stanley, in the end, Vince approves everything, so it's his fault. Yeah, but he wouldn't come up with this. What obviously happened, he has creative members, creative teams, so they bring up the ideas and he polishes them. Like, if you remember, everyone says Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara back in the Attitude Era, they had a filter. Vince is the filter, and that's not going to change. Vince isn't coming up with this. There's a reason they have a creative team, and it's simple. The creative team write the stuff. Vince says what he likes, what he doesn't like, but the issue is, these writers are not writing good television. They're writing what they think that will make Vince happy. They're not writing for us. They're writing for Vince. That instead of them thinking, okay, how am I going to get him over? How am I going to get him over? I want him over, and I want him. Let's do the dots. But then, boom, there's a dot right here that has a Vince McMahon. So instead of going boom, 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 they're all over. You have to go, and it's just, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Oh, Jesus Christ. Vince is an anal control freak that has half the final say over everything. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Only Ambrose, Jericho, and Owens talked. Yeah, no, Zayn talked. Zayn talked for a little bit because he had that witty comeback with Jericho. Has TNA been better than WWE? That's from Raymond Stanley. It depends. That Matt Hardy stuff was bullshit. I apologize there's no TNA review. That Matt Hardy stuff was bullshit. Bullshit. The stuff with Mike Bennett cleaning the toilet. You're better than that. It was okay. I didn't mind it. Nah, Cesaro and Del Rio respect too. Said to Zayn, should Sami Zayn have won? Yeah, but I guess if they're trying to restore the credibility of Alberto Del Rio, I really don't mind. Daniel Price, if you think that was bad, what about the spot with Ambrose climbing the ladder, then Owens running back and just pushing him off? Yeah, he pushed him off. Ambrose just landed on his feet and then just fell. And then Owens, for some reason, just went woof and walked away. Like, I don't understand. How would you book Rollins versus Reigns? That's from Raymond Stanley. I mean, I liked how they didn't have them involved in any altercations and physically anyway on Monday Night Raw. I did enjoy the video packages. I didn't watch the Roman Reigns one because I went and made myself a cup of tea because I didn't want to fall asleep. And so Rollins and Reigns, how would I book it? Well, firstly, Rollins would be the babyface. Reigns would be, that grey kind of tweener, whatever the official term is. That's what he'll be. He'll be kind of good, kind of bad, depending on what state he's in. And then basically have Rollins just go for the title. Have him go to get it, but have Reigns win by, holding the tights. And then having to get a rematch and, coming so close, I think they could have made huge money with Rollins as the babyface. If you remember taking mine back to 2002 in January in Madison Square Garden when Triple H made his return. He then went on to win the Rumble, and then he went on to beat Jericho in the main event of Mania, and then became Undisputed Champion. He became a big, big star. I'm not saying he wasn't a star, but in 2001, before his injury, even though he was teamed up with Austin, he lost at Mania. He lost to Kane for the IC strap at Judgment Day 01. And then 2002, when he came back after injury, he skyrocketed to the main event. Now, Seth Rollins was already in the main event, so it's even more simpler. So these simplistic pricks who can barely write television can at least just insert him back. He had a run with the championship as a heel. Now let's give him a run with the championship as a babyface. Heck, if I would have done it, have him come out of the contract saying, see this rematch clause? Via the authority, I'm cashing in now. I don't know why people can't do that. I don't honestly get why people can't do that. But anyway, good question. I don't know how I'd book it. Good question. Can never take the AA seriously. The way Cena goes down with it, make it look like go, yeah, I agree. Who should Rusev face at SummerSlam? Jesus, the way they're going right now with Titus O'Neil and Jack Swagger. Let's go Zack Ryder. Honestly, what's going on with that belt? I thought Big Match John was going to come back and win it, but no, Big Match John's involved with a feud with AJ Styles, which I'm not complaining about because it's probably the best damn thing on television, at least Monday Night Raw-wise and WWE-wise anyway. But in the end of the day, I just have zero interest in Rusev. He has no heel heat. He's just a guy. He beat Jack Swagger via countout. That says it all. Book the Wyatt family return. Oh, God, it's so damn late for me doing shit like this. It just depends who you want him to feud with. The Wyatt family return is simple. You have the lights go out, they come back on, he hits the Sister Abigail, or whatever the fuck his finisher is, on the opponent who he is going to face at SummerSlam, whether it be Randy Orton, whether it be big match John after this feud of AJ, please hell no. You know, whether it be Rusev, or I don't, if as he comes back babyface, I have no clue. I have zero clue. That's what I would do. Lights go out, come back on, Wyatt's in the ring, Sister Abigail, boom. I'd do a double turn between Reigns and Rollins at Money in the Bank, then a rematch at Battleground. Yeah, that's a good plan. That's not like that. Should Bray win Money in the Bank without being in the match? No, that should never ever happen. Because then every single Money in the Bank ladder match before would just look stupid. Because then why doesn't anyone just come down and win? If they do that, this mic will go. If they do that, I will never watch this thing again ever. That's a joke. Imagine that. So that means every single Money in the Bank, 15, 16, 17 is it now? Money in the Bank ladder match they've had. Why doesn't Zack Ryder just walk down the ramp and just go up the ladder when everyone's down? You know, that's really bad. Reigns will never turn heel. No, sadly. Should Baylor join the club? No, my personal take on this is I want Finn Balor to be feuding with them, saying, hey, look, this is my club, what the fuck are you talking about, kind of thing. So Baylor AJ at Mania, maybe, you know, have something called a slow burner, okay? Not just, hey, look, he's him versus him because they're in a ladder match. Hey, look, we've got a Royal Rumble coming up, guys. Let's have him versus him, him versus him, him versus him. Hey, look, we got a fatal four-way tag team match. How about we have that team versus that team and that team versus that team? Bet you that'll be on Monday Night Raw next week. Guarantee it. Or we're going to get 2 4-ways or 1 4-way. Book it. That's what's going to happen. Absolute joke. WWE's writing fucks me off more than anything on the planet. What's the original question? That was it. Should Baylor join the Baylor Club? Should Baylor join the club? Sorry. No, I wouldn't face AJ. So no, selfishly. AJ calling Cena out on his burying people was the best part. Yeah, I did enjoy that. Baylor going to main roster is eventually going to lead to Baylor Styles feud's power struggle angle. Yeah. My point exactly. Daniel Price, that good shout. Vince wants to shelf the demon. The purpose was Vince wants to push Cass solo. Yeah, that's sad. Should they retain him Money in the Bank? What are they doing with the belts? They're not doing anything. They're good enough to go on their own now. How would American Alpha work if they got called up next week? I mean, with NXT, they're protected, really. You know, they're really protected. That's their tag team champions. You know, they actually protect their champions. I mean, you could put a mouthpiece. I know they don't need it. They're not the best promo cuts in the world, but they're not by far the worst. So why not stick Angle with them? You know, pay him the right amount of money. It's not as if you ain't got enough money. Pay him enough money. Just come to Raw, come to SmackDown, or whatever the one he's on, and do it. Like back in the day with Charlie Arsh and Sean Benjamin. I kind of hope Baylor would help AJ win the WWE title. Then Baylor wins the IC, Anderson and guys win the tag title, then have AJ versus Baylor feud. Yeah, maybe. If they bring Baylor in to help Cena without a swerve, a lot of people will be pissed. If they make Baylor versus Styles that way, just no. Would this Raw be a win if it was 2 hours? No. Because it just didn't make sense. It was just wrestling matches because they were in a ladder match. No. Andy Paps, baby. Andy Paps is here. This Raw 6.5 out of 10. Generosity there by Mr. Andy Paps. Vince openly said he regretted bringing Vaudevillains up. He wants to shit can them. Dude, I can't remember the last time they won a match cleanly, not via DQ. I can't. And they're involved in a tag team championship match at this next event. And it's fucking ridiculous. God, it's so difficult with this live comments now. It's fucking bullshit. Literally, Google sort your shit out. Andy Paps, I miss Dave. I miss Dave too, but what can you do? Shield Triple Threat should be at Mania, in my opinion. Maybe, who knows? Okay, Bryce Hoke just sent me a tweet at LK Wrestling. Got a new tablet, so I'm on Twitter tonight. Okay, that's several minutes of my life. Several seconds of my life I can't get back. LK is dedicated to KocoSports /PWME. Thank you. Should be thankful. It's fucking 4:40 a.m. You don't even understand how tired I am right now. Rey Mysterio LK with the robe gimmick. dude, I'm literally here just like, it's kind of getting a bit nippy outside. If it's actually getting, the sun is about to rise out past these blinds. So I'm kind of just snuggled up. I've had some toast. I've had a cup of tea. Halfway through some Diet Coke, just trying to keep myself up because that was just, it drags. Imagine watching this. Imagine that show sucking at 8 to 11. 8 to 11? Dude, that's fucking nothing. You guys are lucky. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, it was such a drag. I fell asleep. Ew, I fell asleep on Monday Night Raw. 8 to 11. Dude, this is 1 till 4 after you've been at work from 1 till 11, got home, showered, watched Raw. Dude, there is no way that I can't. That's one thing I can't stand. Is people on these shows saying, "Oh, I'm so tired watching Raw. I fell asleep during this segment." If you fall asleep at 10 p.m., I think you should be a bit ashamed of yourself. My nan goes to sleep at 10 p.m. Just saying, awful. No excuses for what. I just don't get it. AJ should be more of a dark. I like him. R.I.P. Kimbo Slice. Is that the MMA fighter? What happened with that? I'll do a bit of reading on that later on. Johnny Alvera gives it a tie. Ronnie S, thanks for the dedication. I give it a tie. Thank you, Ronnie S. Thank you for watching. Has TNA been good creatively, in your opinion, from Rey Mysterio? They're trying. They're going for it. They're going all out. I respect that. I like Lashley Galloway feuds, as I talked about many times. I don't like how you can only win by submission and knockout. That fucks me off. It's for the world title. Don't do that bullshit. That fucking pisses me off. That's the TNA stigma. That's the dirty TNA stigma. Build a fucking program of Lashley and Galloway, 2 people I'm actually interested in, and then don't make it a fucking cage match. They don't make it a fucking no disqualification street fights. They've been brawling everywhere. They make it you have to win by submission knockout. Fuck off. Thoughts on that? Kimbo Slice just passed away. Oh, that's sad. Dude, didn't he have a fight? Isn't he the Bellator fighter? No, rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Obviously, it's sad when anyone dies, especially in the combat sport world. That's tragic. Thoughts and condolences for his family. How long will it be before WWE bans Bullet Club signs? Probably not too long. Owens or Ambrose okay for Money in the Bank? Owens. Well, this is my bold prediction. Well, this isn't what I predict, because you might actually have to have a little bit of a brain cell for this to actually happen. So you have Sami Zayn win. And then the next night on Raw, Kevin Owens brutally attacks him backstage. 2 hours later, after Sami Zayn gets back to the arena after the hospital, he comes out bandaged up, says, "Owens, I want to fight you. Get your ass out here now." Mr. Diet Owens. Diet comes out. "Why would I fight you? Why would I fight you? I'm a prize fighter. I fight when I have to, not just because you want me to." Yeah, Sami Zayn, you're a prize fighter. How about you fight for this prize? That's how badly I want you. Hoist the Money in the Bank in the air. Kevin Owens rubs his hands, claps. Boom, Kevin Owens wins. You get heel heat on Kevin Owens. Sympathy for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the great seller of just, basically breaking down in tears. Absolute tragedy. And I honestly, it was so fucking perfect if it went like that, but it won't. It won't. I honestly see Ambrose. Well, that's my prediction, Ambrose, but if I was writing it, it would be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens can cash in, become world champion. Some guy on Twitter is just tweeting me. Let's have a look what this guy wanted before I continue with the live comments. Bryce Hoke again. Didn't they have to put Kimbo on life support after his last fight? I'm not sure. I don't follow MMA as much as I should. Ras and Ranted, now OK is on the live chat. Yeah, dude, I broke down Raw in about 20 minutes. Generally about 20 minutes, straight to live comments. There's nothing to talk about. There is nothing. It's not like the 3-hour Raws where me, Kirk, or whoever's on, even Ras and Ranted is on like last week. There's really, there was 4 of us to give opinions, and we bounced off opinions. When it's just one person and you're reviewing Raw, it shouldn't go longer than 20 minutes, quite frankly. 20 to 30, you're pushing it depending on, what you're talking about. It's just there's nothing to talk about. There was wrestling matches that meant nothing. Most of them were DQ finishes. They protected some people. They protected Jack Swagger, but they didn't protect Sami Zayn. It's just inconsistent bullshit. It really is frustrating. What's your thoughts on Roderick Strong, Tommy Ender, Moose going to be? Well, Roderick Strong, I thought, is signed with a Ring of Honor deal, but maybe that was only a year deal. That might be coming up soon. But I'm a huge fan of Roderick Strong. Not as huge fan as Koko, but still a fan. Tommy End I love. Tommy fucking End I love. Good stuff in Evolve. Great stuff in Progress. And Moose, he's okay. I mean, I have nothing against the guy. Rusev versus Swagger, wasn't it like 2 or 3 years ago? Yeah, they were both kind of relevant then, and they're even less now. Absolute ridiculous. Absolute joke. Unfreaking believable. 11 likes, 0 dislikes. Well done, team. Good job. Where are we then? Oh, God. Unbelievable. Current Raw should be called The End. WWE Raw, The End. Good. That's great marketing, actually. Too soon for Moose. Raheem Jackson, I know you're tired. You've been given a whole show. Dave gave you a whole load. Hell, I fell asleep through most of the show. Is that the comment? Dude, where do you live? Where if you're an American oh God, this comment. This is the comment that makes me end it. Daniel Price. They are tossing around the idea of SmackDown being 3 hours. Oh, on a pay-per-view weekend, in 3 days you're gonna have to suffer 9 hours of WWE creative. Nothing against the talent. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens is a good match. Cesaro Jericho was a good match. Sami Zayn but was a good match. Just wrestling for wrestling's sake. Vaudevillains, Enzo and Kaz. Actually, Enzo and Kaz aren't that great. Forsaken LK, I applaud you, buddy. Awesome job for what you do. Keep being awesome. Thank you. Dude, this is one thing that needs to change about Google is when you see this live chat, it used to be comments. So when you guys are having a conversation with each other, like Forsaken and Ray are having a conversation right now, when I'm trying to read the questions and comments, I can see it and it's kind of broken up and broken down, and it really is an absolute clusterfuck. Rahina Jackson, RIP Kimbo Slice, another black fighter gone, another fighter. They go in threes. Dude, I shouldn't have called you dude, ma'am. I should call you ma'am, because we are professional and mature here on ProWrestling.me. No, I hope you haven't jinxed it. Like, this stuff is like, I'm not an MMA fan. I'll watch the odd UFC event when I can, or if I have a spare time, I'll chuck it on the TV here. But otherwise, I'm just not interested in it. I just can't get into it because I just think it's fake. Like boxing. I think boxing is a work. Because if you think all these big fighters, they always lose to the unknown. Why? Because then that unknown becomes a star. That star then loses to an unknown, so that unknown becomes a star, and then it just becomes a shitload of stars. It's like Matteo Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That should have been over in 2 rounds, but they didn't. No one took the fall. Do you know why no one took the fall? Because it was booked. They were both protected. They were better writers than WWE writers. There you are. That's I think everything. Don't worry about me. I think everything's at work. Again, more talk about just Google. Sort your shit out. You're awful. You suck. I think that'll do it for live comments. So I'm just going to give you a summary again of what I thought overall. I enjoyed parts. This Bryce Hoke. Anyway, you know what? I'll give this Kimbo Slice a quick read. You know, why not? Why the hell not? Let's have a quick look. Let's see Kimbo Slice. Where should we go for this information? I can't use that laptop. I use this one. This is Professors and brought to you by me and KocoSports.net. All goes to kick ass. Over combat sports, even though I know nothing about combat sports. The guy's 42 years old. That's grim. Years old, lived his dream of being an MMA fighter, and that's sad. Guy looks like a machine. He was hospitalized on Monday. Charismatic, larger-than-life personality that transcended the sport. Sela Slight tested positive for a banned steroid. That was in February. Looks like a machine. Looks like a good fighter. Guessing it was for Bellator. Yeah, Bellator. I did recognize the name. I recognized the fight with Dada 5000. That was greatly talked about. Even in the pro wrestling community, it was greatly talked about. But no, that is sad news. And also, condolences go out to his family. And if you're a fan of Kimbo Slice, have him in your prayers tonight if you pray. If not, just think about it before you get to bed. That being said, this boy is about to go to bed. I'm going to check live comments one more time. If we have no more live comments, I'm going to hit the rack in the quickest Monday Night Raw review in the history of ProWrestling.me and KocoSports.net, because I am beyond battered. I'm getting ratty, I'm getting gratty, and I'm getting absolute damn sure fatty. Well, I'm not getting fatty. I'll never get fatty in my prime. Oh, no. Here we go. LK said clusterfuck. Golf claps. What? LK said clusterfuck. Oh, you need that TNA hat to give you energy. This is the hat. This is the illustrious TNA hat. You know what? I bought this, and I thought it'd be, look at the state of it. That's how it came. I swear on my whole family's life, that's how it came. It's called a Tucker hat. Apparently, Americans wear it. How do you guys wear that? I don't know. But anyway, I got my Wrestle Crate. I got the new Fight Forever shirt. Also got a what else did I get? There was the British Films. We got the new Calling Spots magazine. Some shitty TNA DVDs I want to get rid of. No, I'm lollygagging around now. I'm closing this show before Coco beats me up for being unprofessional. So make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment. I apologize this show wasn't very long, but no co-host. And credit where credit's due. I spent 45 minutes talking about Monday Night Raw, and that deserves a pat on the head. Literally, next show will be an NXT TakeOver preview. Before that, I will get to the final of the Best of Super Juniors with Taguchi and Will Ospreay, some actual professional wrestling, not this filth. And that's what it is, filth. Thank you for everyone who watched live. Thank you for watching this, and you're not watching it live, but you still watched the whole way through. Thank you very much. I apologize it's not Dave Coco, but what can you do? Next week, I'll try and be a bit more energetic, but that Raw disgusted me. That being said, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you head over to ProWrestling.me, follow me on Twitter at LK Wrestling, make sure you head over to KocoSports.net. That's your home for combat sports. And that's been updated. So head over to KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net. Head over there now. It's been updated. Jerry's kicking ass over there. Good for him. Good for Coco Sports. But over at ProWrestling.me, I'm going to have a day tomorrow where I completely update ProWrestling.me when it comes to the news. So be on the lookout over there. Sign up. That's 110% completely free. Check out all the links in the description box below. There's Coco Plays, there's merch, there's Patreon, there's thousands of links down there. So check out the description box below. Like, comment, subscribe for the 15th time. Stay safe, stay well. This is your very, 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 very tired Englishman who's nearly been up, give or take 24 hours as of right now. Stay safe, stay well. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. And I'll catch your asses down the line.